Hi, everyone. I'm here with Nicole, the gut girl. Thanks for being here, Nicole.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we're going to talk about I've bumped my protein up and I've bumped my calories up a little bit, and I'm getting leaner. I am, but my protein is up. And we're talking about, before we turn this on, and this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, I think a lot of people, and we were mentioning some studies, that people, when they lose weight, they're losing lean body mass. They're losing muscle. And you don't want to lose 1 pound of muscle,
No.
because 1 pound of muscle is precious and you've got to maintain it.
Right.
So that's what we're going to talk about. If you guys are interested in nutrition and gym stuff, being fit, especially as you age, subscribe to the channel. And Nicole, let's go ahead. Let's start on this. When you're losing weight, your protein intake, what to do to maintain muscle.
Well, this is something that I see in my practice all the time. One of the things that I go over almost every visit with people is what they're taking in and ingesting. And in that first visit, we fine tune what you should be doing. I can't tell you how much I tell people, you're not eating enough protein. You're not eating enough protein.
I
And
tell people that when I don't even know them. Hey, you don't eat enough protein. I'm just a random guy walking down the road. Yeah, well, you're not eating enough protein.
it's just rampant that people don't eat enough protein. So I always end up tweaking and discussing with them. They should be having 25 to 30 grams of protein in each sitting without fail. That's a non-negotiable, especially if you want to lose weight. You have to do it. And if you're in the gym, you want to keep that lean mass that you're building, you have to eat protein.
You do. And bodybuilders do it. Physique competitors, when they're cutting, when they're trying to get lean, they make sure their protein is up and really up so that they don't lose 1 precious pound of muscle.
Right. Because when you're cutting, you're trying to get the fat off. You don't want it to cut into your muscle mass. You don't want the body to start burning your muscle for fuel. So, how to feed that? You eat protein.
Yeah, because otherwise you just turn yourself into skinny fat, right?
Exactly. And that's not something everybody wants either.
Yeah, skinny fat it's like, it might as well be fat. At least you have bigger arms if you're fat, right?
That is true. That is true.
So I want to hear about some of your clients and maybe some of the successes that you've had by doing this. But first, I'll talk about myself. I've bumped my protein up and my amino acids. I know a lot of experts are like, oh, you're wasting your money. Well, it's an insurance policy to me. And so I'm doing probably 25 grams of amino acids in a day, which is equivalent to, depending on what kind of protein you're relating it to. But what do you think? 25 grams of protein is maybe equivalent to eating 75 grams of protein. 70 or 25 grams of amino acids is maybe equivalent to 20 or 75 grams of protein, not because it's more, but because of the ratio of the essential amino acids. And your body has to do a lot more things if you're actually eating protein. So you think I'm in the ballpark with that?
Absolutely. And it's so funny that you brought that question up. Is I had a gal in here yesterday who wanted to forego doing her amino acids. I said, okay, so are you getting enough protein? And she went over how much protein she was getting, wasn't even hitting the ballpark. So I said, I don't think you should give up your amino acids. That's the building block to your protein. So if you're not hitting your protein, you better be hitting some amino acids.
Yeah. And it's got to be the essential amino acids. If I do a protein shake, I spike it with leucine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm heavy on the leucine and then the branched chain amino acids, but I take the full spectrum. I take all the essential amino acids and I do it every day. And I'll take them before and after I eat. And maybe I'm wasting my money a little bit. I don't know, but it's always worked for me since I was in college. And it really, I can just tell a difference. And it's an insurance policy for me.
Right. And it also provides energy. So that's another piece that people come into me and they're like, I'm so fatigued. We go over how much protein they're making, or I mean, how much protein they're eating. And should they put amino acids with that? We talk about that for energy as well.
So, how do they create more energy when they're eating more amino acids? Are they more efficient with their carbohydrates, or are they breaking down fat and using it for energy? What is allowing their body to generate or get more energy when you eat amino acids? It's because it's not the amino acids. I mean,
Well,
it,
because you're making the building blocks to the protein. So your body is putting the blood sugar where it should be in the muscle and utilizing it properly. So now it leaves, plus, like you just said, it leaves your body to where you're going to burn your own fat rather than tap into that muscle source.
yeah, you're becoming more efficient. So, amino acids make up enzymes. I mean, chemical reactions occur because of amino acids. They
Exactly.
do everything in your body. So, your body it eats the protein. It's a chain of amino acids, breaks it apart, puts it in the amino acid pool. Then it puts them back together in whatever chain of amino acids, a new protein it needs. That could be enzymes, it could be muscle tissue, it could be a lot of things.
Absolutely. One of the things that I do for people who have emotional issues and mental health issues is I supplement them with tyrosine. And that comes in, if they're having a bad day or they're feeling sluggish, I have them put in tyrosine. It's a quick acting and it really helps that chain of aminos.
Yeah. And I just want to make sure that my amino acid pool is always full so that it can support my body and do what it wants to do. And it's not missing one. Oh, I'm missing this one amino acid, so I can't make this enzyme that I really want to make right now because my body really needs it. So I want to make sure that amino acid pool is always full.
Yes, I agree.
All right. So, Nicole, if people want to get a hold of you, you'll give them $100 off if they mention they saw this video.
Absolutely.
How do they get a hold of you? If they want to just follow you on social media where you give a lot of tips and stuff there, how do they follow you? How do they get a hold of you?
You can pretty much get me on any social media platform at the Gut Girl NV, or you can email me at the Gut Girl one, the number one, at gmail.com, and we can talk about what your circumstances are.
All right, Nicole, as always, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.